The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Talking politics with Russel Norman.
Mr. Norman, co-leader of the Greens, on a train. Good morning, Russell.
Morning, Wammo. How's it going?
Good. And hopefully the cell phone reception will stick with us. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
Just north of Paikakariki.
On your way from Wellington to Auckland today. Now, there are plenty of other ways. You could take the car, Russell, or you could take a plane. But why are you taking the train?
Well, the Greens ran a campaign to save the Overlander a couple of years ago. So, I think it's good to take it every now and again. I mean, in the long run, hopefully we'll have a much more high-speed train link up to North Island than we've got at the moment.
And a wee announcement there. Is that like a tourism sort of announcement?
Yeah, there tends to be a few tourism announcements on the train. I mean, I've got work to do, but there are a few interruptions.
Well, if you did campaign to keep the train there, so maybe you could make you feel free to complain. I would say if it's annoying, you get them to turn it down. But is it a serious passenger train or is it a tourism train?
I think at the moment it's basically a tourism train. So, I mean, for a lot of the people on the track, like, if you live in Kiwi or somewhere like that, actually it's, it's a viable transport option. But in terms of travelling Auckland to Wellington, there's 12 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really a very viable option at the moment until we speed it up.
Yeah, so, I mean, what are the options of speeding it up?
Well, I mean, a lot of countries are investing in high-speed intercity railways at the moment. Australia's again looking at the Sydney to Melbourne, Brisbane route. I was in Korea a couple of years ago, and, they have a train, 300-kilometre-an-hour train right across the country. So, there are options for how you can do it. It's not cheap, but nor is it cheap to spend, $11 billion on motorways as the National's proposing to do.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, trains. When you think about it, I mean, trains are here to stay, aren't they? They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, I mean, the thing about trains is they're easy to run on electricity, which you can do on renewables. In a world where the price of greenhouse emissions is only going to go up and the price of oil is only going to go up, there's always going to be a place for trains, in fact, increasingly so.
That guy is an incessant chatterer. Can you get him to shut up? You gotta love the rhythm though of the train and the sound and the movement. I mean, I'd find it hard to do work. I'd just be lulled off to sleep all the time.
Well, it's also like a chance to do a bit of uninterrupted reading, because one of the problems of being in my job is that you get interrupted a lot, so it's hard to sit down and read serious books. So it's an opportunity to read a book. What
did you bring with you this time?
I brought a book called Fault Lines, which is written by the former chief economist at the IMF, who was one of the few who predicted the global financial crisis, and he's kind of looking at the state of the global economy.
Oh, just some light reading then.
Yeah, it's a great book. One of his theses is that it was inequality in the United States that was one of the key problems, because the middle class in the States were getting further and further behind. And so they borrowed more and more money in order to try to keep up with the top 1% who were gathering most of the GDP growth. So as a former chief economist of a very conservative institution, the IMF, he's a very interesting writer.
Interesting book there called Fault Lines. Okay. I do want to also talk about Fonterra dumping some of their waste into the Mangatanoka River. Now, what's happened there? Because they come out and said, no, they don't want to do it anymore. What's happening?
What they've said is that they'll go back and look again at the alternatives, because what they do elsewhere with this waste is, because it's basically warm water with nitrogen in it. It's the water that comes off when you boil the milk to get milk powder. And they've said they'll look at land-based disposal, which you can use it for irrigation and effectively as a kind of fertiliser, which is what they do elsewhere.
Okay. Because you originally just came out and criticised them, but it looks like they might be trying to do the right thing now?
Yeah, they've backtracked a bit under the pressure, because they got quite a bit of heat last Friday in the media and more generally. So they're backtracking a bit to have another look at it.
I mean, it was pretty outrageous, looking for a permit for, another 20 years?
22 years to put 2.5 million litres of this contaminated water into the Mangatanoka. This is straight after the Mangatanoka drains into the Manawatu.
Yeah.
And they just signed up to the Manawatu Accord, which said they were going to clean up the river.
Nice.
So, yeah. they're under a bit of pressure.
They are. Well, I'll leave you to your train journey. We'll see you in Auckland in, another 10 hours or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Thanks very much, Russell. Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers, mate.
Co-leader of the Greens, Russell Norman, joining us on the train there from Auckland to, Wellington to